T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm taking a look at Star Wars The Black Series, Mace Windu. He was part of the prequel trilogy. I think he came in on episode 2 if I'm not mistaken. Let me let you see this bio up close just in case you wanted to read that. Once again, like one of my older videos, pardon the stupid dogs out back. Let me just say it up front. I think Hasbro did an excellent job with this figure. I am blown away. There are only a few things that I would have liked to have on the figure, and it would have been absolutely perfect. I would be able to give it nothing but top scores. But let me just say it out front. This thing is awesome. I can't believe it. It is definitely competing with SH Figure Arts. Like, as far as if you buy this, you probably won't even need an SH Figure Arts version. But the only thing that they need to do, if they would have put different head sculpts in there, or different exchangeable face sculpts some type of way, I would say maybe different head sculpts so he wouldn't have like a head seam since he doesn't have any hair. To give him like different expressions, different hands, and boot swivel. That's all this dude needs, and he'd be absolutely friggin' 100% perfect. This hood, since it's like sewn in such a way to keep it like clenched up. Once you pose them, what I do is like bunch it up like this, and it tends to stay mostly, but it does tend to also rise up. Well, let's let you see this. He can wear it over his head if you like that. You just have to work with it to keep it down, but it's cool. Now, certain things are ugly, like the way it's sewn right here on the inside, and there's a loose string here or there. I would be careful with not tug on that. Just cut it off with some scissors. But yeah, it's not a bad material, but now that y'all have seen that, it can actually come off if you didn't know that or couldn't guess. And he is fully robed underneath of here. And I'm gonna do a spin around. Let's get into the things I'm really impressed with. Like this neck articulation at the bottom. This is something they like just started last year, where the neck rotates, which is an SH Figure Art style thing. I wish they did it with all their figures. And the upper head, of course, is on the ball joint. He doesn't really look up too much, and to be honest with you, that's another issue I have with this one. I don't know if all of them are like that, but his head is a little bit loose. I don't know if I tried to mess with the articulation too much, but the neck does rotate at the base, and it's on like a ball situation. The shoulders, can't believe they put frickin' butterfly joints in here. That is awesome. And since this is a pliable material right here, it's pliable in the front and the back is just like glued to his outer mold, so that's almost like another layer of clothing, which is cool. The elbows bend in slightly more than 90 degrees. The wrists go in and out. They're kind of hindered by the cuff, and of course they rotate. But yeah, I mean, this is gesture enough, I guess, if you lift it up so that he can look like he's using the force, which is cool. But this just blank expression, and let's see if I can get in on his face. Now on the camera, it's gonna look more glossy than it does in person. But that is a good freaking face sculpt right there. Now that it's closer, also you can see the texture in his robes. Well, let's get to the other articulation. That's good. I like it. it helps get into the pose. It's like lift it up just enough so that you can actually see that he's actually using that as articulation. This is a separate piece, which is cool. Like I said, like a secondary layer of clothing. Legs spread out that far. Can kick forward unhindered regardless of the robes. There's like a piece of molding in the hips so that when you bring it up to here, it like clicks into place so you don't have to worry about the leg coming down. It's like you got to put some effort into bringing that down. I was hoping it had like a drop down feature like Marvel Legends Beast, but it doesn't. It does have this thigh swivel, double jointed knees. The knee bends all the way in, as you can see, and the foot kicks up a bit. Let's see if this one can do it better. Yeah, you can kick up, kick all the way back, and it has ankle pivot pegs on the bottom of the feet. So yeah, if this thing, like, I can't believe this is what really blows my mind, the butterfly joints. I'm not sure how many freaking Star Wars Black Series figures have butterfly joints, but if they would have put some extra hands in the packaging, extra face sculpts, or maybe one extra face sculpt to look like he's like attacking, then I would gladly pay $25. I said this in a different video. It's like they're going all out for these Power Ranger Lightning Collections figures and the Overwatch figures as far as accessories and whatnot. I'll be glad when they start doing that for Black Series and Marvel Legends. Now, I will admit this figure does feel heavy, and maybe they think the cloth, the soft goods, and the weight of this figure and the extra layers is worth the extra money, and I'm not going to complain. Like I said, this is still a good figure. Here he is next to General Grievous right here. But yeah, since this is a substantial figure, it doesn't feel cheap or hollow. It's using good plastic. If they would have added extra hands and extra faces, I would not. And they charge $25 for it. I would not feel bad about paying the extra money. I would actually feel good about it. Well, let me show off the lightsaber. Now, it's kind of bent. Now, I don't know if his lightsaber is supposed to be bent. I haven't looked that up. And of course, this part pops out. Just take my word for it. It's fighting me, but it is spinning around. Typically, the lightsaber tips come out. Now, let me know in the comments, because I know I'm going to forget after I do this review to look this up. Is it supposed to be bent? Is this bent in package? It's really pliable. Like, I can bend it the right way and it'll be straight for a minute, but then it goes back. Anywho, I really like this figure. Satisfied. Paid a little bit of more money for this since I got it at GameStop, but I am not mad. I think it's actually worth it. Anywho, thank you for watching this. Yay. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit. Go ahead and click that shit. If you did, you would like it. Really click that shit. Now I'm freaking gone.